not necessarily for the money, but more for claiming the throne, the Iron Throne of the region, so to speak. And the Iron Throne is actually around the venue right here. That's why I just brought that in. Let's see how the knife round turns out on the first map. DE Inferno. We will talk you through the bans in a second. Gplay already starting with a bang, but it's only the knife round, right?
True. And the match that we've got today for you is Inferno as the first map, Nuke as the second. And if it's going to be needed, Mirage. And as the last map, we've got Cash. So, yeah, Gplay going to be starting off the CT side. And they really like the CT side on Inferno, it seems.
Yeah, and they, well, you know, everybody likes CT side on Inferno, I guess.
That's true.
Even though Gplay tends to play it defensively, let's see if Spacers have figured out a way to cope with that. They are starting off with the second mid push in the pistol round. 4 players committed to that. They want to get close to A without being seen from middle. And 1 player hanging out in bottom of banana just to see the CTs if they want to approach and if they want to get a backstep going. But Gplay with a 4-man stack over at the A bomb site. The step base soldiers are getting closer and closer. Dreamer now spots the first action, but he has one in the corner to work with. McNewy goes to work onto Victor already. Dreamer with a stellar headshot onto Santaris, crossing onto Arch. 4v4 situation. NKL with the CZ75 taking out 2. Quickly turning the odds in favor of the CTs. Tugux and only the only man standing, so to speak, for the terrorist squad, and they are going to be backstabbed by Bubble. Good job by him, actually. Dreamer steals the frags.
Always
Triple kill for him, and Gplay with the 1-0 lead right now.
So it's a replay of yesterday, it seems. NKL getting the kind of really important frags, but not the most flashy frags. Without those 2 kills, had they made it onto the bomb site and actually got the bomb down, that would have been a totally different round. Those 2 frags, they were what changed the tides. And, well, maybe not so much changed the tides. They already had a forward. Definitely put it heavily into their favor. But now, Victor aggressively pushed on the sandbag. Spiley, that already goes down to Turks. Victor takes out 1. That's the same guy. And Shantara is also taken out. So 2 kills to 1. So far, Victor still aggressive, down to 38 now. If the T's are quick, they might just be able to a fatal blow here. But Victor just watching the smoke and on that B bomb site, only with the Deagle in mid, seeing if he Juan Deags. Don't really have any people called Juan, I would imagine. Are called Juan in these parts of the world, but still the Juan Deag getting pulled out, and let's see if make it work. E1, Mark Nui, getting up 9s, and only round time left.
Yeah, but you know, Space Soldiers don't have anything to lose. They just want to get a few frags, maybe plant the bomb, and they can run the timer down, maybe even run out of time. It's not that important for them right now. They just want to do some economical changes to the game, and it seems like E1 gets 1 frag, but Dreamer closes out the kill over there. At least the bomb gets planted for the terrorists, so well done by them already, and they might still have a chance. Their CTs are all low and only has a deagle, so 3 shots might do the deal, and he gets the first one. Now Victor in some trouble, but he closes him out, and the bomb diffuser will come in.
Oh, way too close, way too close. Gplay down to 2 men, and they're only 38 and 26. That's not a lot of HP against the deagle, and as you said, it could have been, you know, it could have ended really bad. We're also gonna have a quick pause here. Yesterday we actually saw a tactical pause coming in, so yeah, I could be that Spidey, that was the guy who called for the pause, might be you know, afraid that eco rounds will get lost if they lose 3 men already in the first one. It's kind of a semi-force, but still, and maybe that's why he's taking the tactical pause to just kind of like, you know, talk to Gplay, make sure that they are ready and don't lose this many men, because on the CT side of Inferno you need as much cash as you can have.
As much cash?
Yeah.
We will see that later on, maybe. Yeah. But talking about rallying your teammates to get back in the game, or to prevent them to let that game slide away from them, that's a really good thing that, for example, Existence likes to do. And I think that's, you know, in-game leading is not necessarily all about calling strategies, but also about being a leader, a squad leader that needs to take care of the mental state of his teammates as well, and just keeps them in the game and in the shape, in the mental shape, to maybe, for example, come back when all the odds are against you, or to stay sharp when you have a massive lead and all that. That's all in-game leadership, and Spy Leader proved that he has got the guts, he's got everything he needs, and he definitely has a few very talented players to work with as well.
Sometimes a pause like this can also kind of break the momentum of the game. You know, if there's a short pause, this can break the... You know, Spacer just... I wouldn't say they picked up momentum as they didn't pick up the round, but then again, you know, they got more kills than they should have, and it was way too close. So maybe just pulling out a pause, that momentum doesn't transfer into the next round, and they might actually buy up. They probably will, seeing as they got the bomb plant in that second round. It doesn't look like they've got cash enough to actually buy up with rifles, but we already see a Tech 9 and a smoke on Tugux, so at least some set strat is going to be executed here in the coming round, but still paused. I think it's must be, you know, I think we're having minor difficulties, but freeze time pause has been cancelled, so, you know, ESL professionals, we all know that, and obviously they are going to fix the issues quickly as they do sometimes come around. But heading into the third round, and this is a very important round for both teams really, actually Space Soldiers not buying up, so that makes it just a bit less important, but definitely a very important round for Gplay. And if they do not manage to pick this round up, it could become quite gruesome, as they will have lost all of their money, and the Space Soldiers will have a decent buy going, as they haven't really spent that much. Only going with an interesting smoke. We saw this in the pistol round as well, and it actually bounces like a million times on the roof, then falls down. I don't even know if the CTs know what's going on when you hear this many bounces, and I think that's kind of the idea, that it just keeps bouncing, but the Ts are going to be rushing in, trying to see if they can take the A-bomb site. Good setup by the CTs, though. One man in library, but they take so much damage. NKL already dropped low, and so is Bubble. Spyleer takes out one, takes out two. That's brilliant work from him. NKL comes in from the back, and Dreamer and NKL combine brilliantly and take out Tugux. That's a clean sweep for the CTs. Perfect round. Perfectly worked round.
Yeah, at first it looked like they might run into trouble if the terrorists could have gotten those two frags on A long. But Bubble and NKL both survived, and on top of that, NKL managed to pick up two more frags with his low HP. Good crossfire setup on the A bomb site, good positioning by the CTs, and Space Soldiers now on the AKs. The Dreamer and NKL still with the FAMAS, but you could already see how well they handle that weapon, so it's probably not that much of a downgrade compared to the M4A1, depending on how many players they will face. Space Soldiers taking it slow now, two players on banana, just slowly taking control of that. The rest of the squad still hanging out in second mid / apartments, and we actually see E1 capturing apartments down to carpet already, so the terrorists have quite some map control and quite some presence now. E1 pushes out into the smoke, goes down to Dreamer. He wanted to get in there to force the CTs to keep their players around, and he succeeded in some way as Victor gets himself the double kill on the entry of the B bomb site. He goes down to Xantares, then no, actually to only, as Xantares closes out Spy Leader. The B bomb site is captured. 2v3 situation in favor of the CTs. They are slow on the rotation though. The Space Soldiers can get themselves into quite good positions. They are hanging out in the back of the bomb site now. Only needed to hit that headshot. He didn't do that, and now he needs to reposition himself as the CTs are coming closer and closer from construction side. NKL with the frag. Now Xantares, the kind of carrier for the terrorists, not able to do anything. Gplay with the 4-0 first rifle round on the board for them, and they are getting into the position where they can kind of lean back and fall back into their normal play, feel at home, and just carry it away.
But they got the bomb plant. That means that we're going to be seeing another rifle round coming up. I mean, Gplay so far playing so well. Look at NKL topping the charts. 7 kills in 4 rounds. That's so big. We talked about him underperforming yesterday, and as soon as we did, this guy has done nothing but performing. We actually missed the prediction, so let's go that next round. So I'll give you the time to think while I just shoutcast this round. We've got Spy Leader on the small hay cart there, and he's actually going aggressive. Tugux caught reloading, red-handed there, and they take that entry frag, they drop back. That is so clever. And Victor actually doesn't even care. Victor does not care. This guy, I don't know. That is That is the kind of Counter-Strike where it feels brainless, but that is so smart by Victor. Who would push out through a smoke again and take the second entry? That's brilliant.
The happy kind of playing style, right?
Yeah, it's the E1 kind of play style, I guess you can say.
Indeed.
He's such an aggressive player as well. Dreamer in the pit, and this is scary. It is every single time. This guy is the scream of the region, and he will definitely make his opponents scream if they come his way. E1 takes out Spyleader, and Spyleader also takes down Chantaris. So now it's only an E1. So only is the one, and one and only man on the T side here. We've got them just set up, and they want to play because they've only got 25 seconds, not a lot of time to work with, and if they don't take that over that bomb site soon, it might get dirty. But talk about dirty, NKL with a dirty headshot onto only. E1 takes out one more, but Dreamer in the pit, we talked about him, and there he is. Rises to the occasion and shines once again.
Yeah, right, but you know, Dreamer is always in the pit. Wouldn't that make it a little bit easier for the terrorists to actually abuse that knowledge? You know, they kind of can almost be sure that he will be around the pit, so they could smoke him off or just storm him from different angles. Is that a method to get into the A bomb set right now for the terrorists?
I actually feel like you're doing the homework better than many of the teams at this event. We've seen Gplay countless times go aggressive on the B bomb site, but we never see them go aggressive on A. They always get apps control. It's rare that you see any Gplay player push into the apps area. So you can pretty much take over that apps control, play it slow all the way, then do a split short and apps, and if you Molotov down into pit, that should pretty much put Dreamer in an uncomfortable position.
Just
and
flush him out.
Exactly, and what are they to do? They don't get any attention, you know, they don't get any information early on, but Spyleader gets a kill early on, and gets another. Victor with one as well. This B-bomb side is on the lockdown. Two more T's coming in, Spyleader with another, and now it's all down to Tugox, the in-game leader, but can he lead himself to the victory? I am unsure, and Victor ends that idea 6-0 in favor of Gplay. And so far my prediction is looking pretty good. I've got a bet going with one of the ESL guys. I've said Gplay takes the first map, it's a stomp. They take the second map, it's a close game. Space Soldiers take third, and Gplay take the last map to win the series 3-2. And we're hoping for some good games here. So far, a very good one at that.
Yeah, actually, I can't really tell how this game will end, but Gplay will try to end this round as quick as possible with two quick frags on the push down into middle. Dreamer is now taken out by Tugox. He takes it back into the terrorist favor as they are back in a 3v3, and the CT's push looked so good, but then anti-flash came in from Space Soldiers, handled the situation as good as they could with the limited kind of players that they had left. Tugox being the guy to shine in the situation. The terrorists are kind of scared right now. Look at them, so deep inside the map. They have no presence whatsoever. They need to check all those corners before they can actually execute anything, and they use that smoke once again. So this is the go-to smoke for Space Soldiers. Only will try to fake the A bomb site, and quite a few fancy grenades coming out from him. Actually, his teammates are on the B move already, and they are trying to get on top of Spyleader, who's waiting for them on the entrance. He's smoked off for a second, but the Molotov...
It's a double fake even.
The Molotov will hold them off, and the CTs have one player in CT spawn, so it's only NKL and Pid. This time it's not Dreamer, but NKL in the same position, and the terrorists once again fail to check that important position, and then they send one in. Santaris tried to take it in his own hands and change his round, but it didn't happen. Bubble now with another frag, and NKL from Pid will close it out 7-0 in favor of Gplay. That got almost handled good by Space Soldiers, but then the A bomb site take was a really sloppy one in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it all came down to won the battle inside of the A bomb site, because if Bubble had gone down there, I think, you know, one guy playing apps, one guy playing this side, it's going to be hard for the CT3 take. Also something to note, Bubble has not died yet in 7 rounds. He has still not died. 2 kills only, but he's not died, and that is crucial. He is the safety net for Gplay right now. And we saw actually an A push right after I talked about them never pushing A, and it didn't pay off. Two kills for 2, that is not a good deal. So the CTs playing it a bit more defensively this time around, and also something to note, even though they pushed A, Victor actually played the A bomb site that round, and that is just a clear, you know, picture of how good Victor is at being aggressive. He's the guy who's the quick executor. He ends people instantly, and that's what you want in an aggressive player.
Yeah.
But the Space Soldiers grouped up, or at least 2 of them, outside of the B bomb site here on Banana, and so far a standard play, pretty much. Just playing slow, seeing if any CTs go aggressive, and that's not a bad call, as Victor really wants to go through this smoke, and Space Soldiers have read Gplay going aggressive pretty much every round. But look at this, they're going to be slow walking around long. Bobble sees this though. He's been playing some phenomenal CS so far, even though he hasn't gotten many kills. But here he goes! Bobble! 2 for him. Chantaris just takes down Bobble, and NKL goes down as well to Mark Newey, so that is just horrible. Only also takes out 1. This might be the first round on the board for the Turks. And Santara is going to get that bomb planted, and it's a good position as well. After plant positions, loads of time, but Spy Leader to be feared as he comes in from the shore area. And then comes that Molotov that we've been wanting from Space Soldiers. They're going to move only out of position, and that's all it takes. Spy Leader takes him down. That's 2 Ts. Go down low on HP. Victor takes out 1. Can he find the last? It's so close. Mark Newey goes down. It's brilliant from Victor, and he takes it. Another one. Round number 8 going in favor of Gplay. What a game. What a game.
I mean, it looks so one-sided, but actually the rounds are going back and forth, back and forth. First 2 frags in favor of the CTs, then suddenly the terrorists tip the tide in their favor with a 3v2 situation, and the CTs come back yet again. And it's just not happening for Space Soldiers right now. It seems like they are stumbling over their own feet in those last moments. Only was not covered from short. He exposed himself. Easy frag for Spy Leader in that situation, and then was exposed to him as well. No chance for him to change his position. So in the end, good retake for the CTs. Now Space Soldiers with a loser bonus and the bomb plant in their back. They are going for another buy. Bubble with the first AWP actually. The CTs feel so confident, even though everything works out perfectly, they still switch their setup slightly. And that AWP by Bubble will take down the first and the second as well. Only with the kill onto NKL, but Bubble is still around on A long. He's under some pressure. He doesn't hit those shots, and E1 will put him down for that. But Spy Leader with the reply. A 2v3 situation. E1. Also his name, 1v3. He's inside the bomb site, but he doesn't have the C4, and he slipped through the CT's fingers, but caught with his knife in the hand. Spy Leader with a triple. 12 frags for the in-game leader right now. Good job by Gplay not allowing Spacers to get into this game.
No, definitely, and I mean, I was just about to say there was a very important duel for Dreamer to win against Only, because whoever wins that kind of gets control of the bomb site. Only actually got control of the actual bomb site, but not really of the outskirts of the bomb site. Dreamer's still alive in that pit, and with such low HP, he was going to go for a sneaky beaky kind of play, but it didn't it kind of fell apart just at the end. Something that's fallen apart as well is Space Soldiers push, it seems. NKL takes 1. Bubble though, whiffing that shot, and that's not the usual Bubble. Let's see if Dreamer can make it work. NKL again, these important frags, but he needs to watch his flank. He's the only man covering both long and abs. He does it again, 3 kills. Can he get more? And he can't quite. Mark Newey, it's a 2 versus 2 situation, and Chukos actually catches Spy Leader. Victor having to make another 1 versus 2 clutch, and he gets 1. Can he get the second? He does it again! And Victor, how does this guy do it? I have no clue.
Well, it just falls into place for Gplay. As I said, they stumble around. They stumble over their own feet, talking about Space Soldiers. Look at their faces right now. They look deflated, to say the least. And the exact opposite for Gplay. They were like wondering how they got that round. They didn't expect it themselves, and still got a 10-0 lead. Space Soldiers still have 5 rounds. If they get all of them, it doesn't look that bad in the end. But you have to remember that Gplay picked that map, and Space Soldiers will face them on Nuke. Nuke was Space Soldiers' pick, and we didn't see those 2 teams play that map too much. So actually, it's kind of a wildcard map for both teams. They probably don't know how the enemy is playing on that map. So Space Soldiers just went forward, a bold bold move by them, but maybe it will pay off. We will see that after this map, but let's see how the CTs will hold on to this bomb site as the terrorists are swinging back to the A bomb site. They will make the play, but Dreamer makes the play before them. 2 kills for him, and another one is lined up, and he goes down to E1. 1v3 situation in favor of the CTs right now. E1 is inside the pit, but the CTs should handle that, and they do it together. Victor and Spy Leader dispose of him and make it 11-0. So, you know, Space Soldiers just run out of rounds, and they run out of ideas as well.
Yeah, something that I think Space Soldiers missed, and maybe some of the viewers as well, was I think that Gplay had actually 2 guys pushing out of the smoke on Banana, out to Card, trying to catch Tuggers, but they were actually flashed over by a guy on site, and that means that Space Soldiers should have known that there were at least 3 players. With only 4 players alive, they must have known that Dreamer was, you know, the last player standing on a bomb site, and that's very risky. Playing 1 man versus 4, it paid off because Dreamer has the individual skill level to pull that off, but a very risky play, and I'm not sure that that was the right call. They did get the kill and the information, but I feel like Space Soldiers got more information than Gplay, and that kill, I feel like it was a worthy sacrifice for the information that Space Soldiers gained.
Yeah, indeed, sometimes you have to take those risks on the CT side, and it paid off for Gplay. Now the terrorists don't have any nades, and something that I wanted to point out about Dreamer is that he's not performing as well as he usually does, but he has NKL to make up for that. So Gplay is overall kind of in the same composition as they are usually, even though Dreamer doesn't have those massive frag counts. Now he puts down 1 on the A bomb site, only was trying to get in there against all the CT, so that was kind of pointless, but at least we have a 4v2 situation on the B bomb site. Spy Leader will quickly make that a 2v1, and he calls in the rotation as well. His teammates are coming in. They will just collapse on the terrorists. They will pinch in them, and Bubble makes 1 more frag. Mark Newey is alone, and NKL puts him to the floor. Easy round for Gplay in my opinion.
Worth noting is that that was, I think, the first buy round on the B bomb site, and once again, they got nothing from that. They get 1 kill out of the 2, and they don't get the bomb plant. I think they had 1 bomb plant on B, but I mean, it's just not working for them. Also, I'm thinking that maybe Dreamer has a bit of nerves playing. He's only 18 years old, whereas NKL, who is now in the final and performing like a madman, is 23, I do believe. So maybe the age and the experience coming into play.
In before people calling Dreamer online,
Yeah.
No, he isn't. He did perform in this tournament already.
He did play very well earlier in the LAN tournament, but Bubble seems actually to be the most nervous. He's been whiffing some pretty easy op shots, and that's not the usual Bubble that we see. He gets these. He got that 1 round where he got 2 or 3 op kills just after each other, but then he missed 2 really easy shots, and you know, that's nerves make you hit these really amazing shots occasionally, but if you want to be consistent and if you want to be your best, you need to be calm, and they need to calm down here. Something that is very calm is Space Soldiers right now, who are just setting up outside of the bomb site, but as you know, it's always calmest before the storm, and the Space Soldiers are going to be taking off with speeds only seen in space in just a moment here, as they
only 2 nades on the terrorists right now, so they go for those rifles, but they don't have the equipment to execute anything, so they need to hit those shots, and it didn't work so far. So it might actually turn out to be really, really awkward, especially as Gplay just delays the push once again. Victor tosses out that incendiary nade. His teammate comes in with an additional incendiary nade, and now the terrorists are fed up with all the waiting. They push through that. Victor with 2. Spy Leader burns 1 to death. NKL comes in on the A bomb site and only is standing alone, and he's caught in between the CTs already. He puts down 1 at 7 seconds. No way that he could have made it.
Yeah, there's not much to do. I mean, 13-0, that's some
CT
scoreline.
play,
Yeah, 17-4 for Victor, and he has died 4 times in 13 rounds, and he is so aggressive every single time. But you know, it's Gplay being Gplay. They do these aggressive rounds to get into the heads of the opponents and bully them, and that's why Space Soldiers are crushed mentally, heartbroken. They feel like they're already out of this game, and it just seems like they have kind of already given up, but NKL takes out 2, and they might as well give up here, at least when this man is still standing. 3 kills for him. Bubble gets 1, and Dreamer 1 through the wall with the M4 from the pit, most likely. And that's the last round of the first half, and Space Soldiers still with none.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me, as I expected Xantares, the entry fragger for Space Soldiers and also the main performer, to do better, and he only has 3 frags. So what are you supposed to do when your entry fragger that usually picks up a massive entry frags, like 12 in a best of 2, you know, in 2 maps against Rock, 12 entry frags? That's just a massive amount of entry frags for him, and he only picked up 3 frags in total in those 14 rounds on the terrorist side. You need somebody else to step up, and it seems like Space Soldiers are not able to do that at the moment. They kind of could also focus on Nuke and maybe try to, you know, just tick off that game and, you know, just move on to the next map.
Mentally, they might have already done that.
Indeed,
actually.
yeah.
If they are already mentally done with Inferno, they're just ready for Nuke, and they're already planning out what they're going to do. But they are going to take down LKL, and that's a big kill. We've seen him do massive work so far. Dreamer also takes that one from the pit. Another. Can he get the third? He can, so indeed. He won, the last man standing, and I don't think he's going to be able to do this. Bobo takes him out at 15-0. That is some lead that Gplay are running into after this first half. I predicted a stop, but I did not predict this. This is insane.
So even though you predicted it, you're still surprised that it is getting true.
It is so big. 15-0 in a grand final.
So what would you say as an in-game leader to your teammates after such a horrible scoreline? You're still 1-0 up because of the upper bracket. So Space Soldiers probably allow Gplay to make it 1-1. What would you say to them?
As an in-game leader, there's nothing you can say. The only thing that can bring them back into this game are some big individual plays here in the pistol round. That's at least where it starts. And already we are going to be kicking off. Space Soldiers, 2 guys pushed aggressively on people that don't see much. And people are actually taking apps control really quickly, but leaving, you know, banana control to the CTs. And that means that they've got kind of half of the map control. But as soon as this smoke clears, Gplay will push through that smoke, and then they'll have all the map control that they want, at least if they can take out the guy at car. So I feel like at this point, it's a pretty advantageous position for Gplay. Only with a pistol, it's a very interesting position up on the small chair there in... yeah, look at this. That was the kill that I was talking about. Guy is down, and now he's got all the banana control and the apps control, and this is going to be a fake, and it's going to work really well. As soon as NKL throws this smoke, the guy in library is going to be rotating around. They're going to be doing a 2-2 setup, and the bomb is going to be running straight into the bomb site. They're going to make this work.
Panic.
Look at this. They actually played it a bit too fast as they had stacked 2 guys on long, and that might be the demise of Gplay. But they are working around short, though. E1 takes down one from that very, very good pit position. And that's the individual talent, and that's the individual plays that they really need. NKL, 2 kills already, 3 HP left for him. Mark Newey takes down Boba, and now it's all left to this guy, and this is a 2 tall order with only 3 HP. The individual plays saving Space Soldiers this time around, and this is what they need. They need to get at least the next 2 or 3 rounds with individual performances that just rock Gplay, or there's no way back into this game.
Yeah, there is no way around that. They need a flawless CT side.
Yeah,
and Gplay has 15 match points. They just lost the first one, but there are still 14 rounds left, so they don't have anything to lose. They can go for stupid executions left and right. They don't actually have to care about the first few rounds. They can try to just throw off the CTs, build up an image of attacking in a different way or in a different style that they usually play, and then just fall back to normal executions. Now they are going in with the Tech 9 push. Bubble with the first frag. Mike Newey under heavy pressure, and Bubble with the second. Gplay in control of the B bombs, and the CT's coming in for the rotation. They need to retake with only 4 flashes against 5 terrorists armed to the teeth right now. Victor with the M4, and the rest of the squad still with Tech 9, so they can dance around and just delay the CT's push. Now E1 with the frag onto Dreamer. Still 3 terrorists in the back of the bomb site, and one more important player, Spy Leader on top of Banana. Xantares holds us down the first. E1 and Xantares with another one. Xantares on the bomb defuse. Victor is still standing, and Victor takes out 2 in the third. He wins the game for Gplay. Makes it 1-1 in the series.
He did it again. It's Victor again. And did you see why Victor won that round? They were actually in the dark spot looking at each other. Victor had more HP than the other player, so he threw Victor the rifle. Victor got dinked, and had it been the other guy